So, hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Stockfish 010518, the development version of the 1st of May of 2018 versus Monarch 1.7. And I let them play the advanced Caro-Kann, the Tal variation, which arises after those moves. This is the Tal variation, and Monarch calculated that f6 is there a good move. Let's see what Stockfish comes up with. See if bishop here, then the bishop can crawl back to f6 probably. So let's see what we get there. Knight c3 is what Stockfish is calculating, and let's see both evaluations of that position. Stockfish thinks it's better for white, and Monarch thinks it's around equal. So let's see how Stockfish demolishes Monarch 1.7. Wait a bit. Okay, putting it there. That kind of way, so you can see the Stockfish plays the move knight c3. So now you can see the time here. It's Monarch's move. Monarch calculates the move f takes e5, followed by d takes e5 and d4, which would attack the knight. But let's see what Stockfish comes up with. Then, after this kind of transaction, d takes e, maybe now g4 even. Let's see. If d takes e, d takes e and not d4 maybe. To d4, knight e2 and c4. Maybe this is the idea of the Monarch. This looks not so bad actually. Knight here maybe. Okay, the bishop cannot go there because of this, so probably bishop here. Don't actually know where to put the bishop. Probably not here. If they move d4, knight e2, c5, knight g3, bishop e6. Yeah, bishop e6 is what also Stockfish says. Bishop e6 here in that position, and then just knight f3, and this position is very interesting, very rich also. So let's see what both engines come up with here in that position. I will make a coffee and be back in a minute. and we'll smoke a cigarette while analyzing this game with you. So let's see what happens in that game. We have to move c5, yeah, as expected. And on knight f4, wow, that's interesting. Knight f4 prepares maybe e6, and after white plays e6, then g4 winning this. It gets complicated after this. Bishop here attacking the rook. Well, f3 kind of kicks the bishop, but then the bishop can defend this pawn here. So it's quite interesting. I have to move knight f3 instead. Knight c6. Here attacking the e4 pawn. Now maybe g4 anyway. Let's see, g4 is a very interesting game. g4. Yeah, we have g4. And now bishop c8 is what Monarch thinks is a good move. Bishop c8, I cannot believe that. I will go and attack the rook. Now if you attack the rook, then this, and if you don't, and if you go here, then you allow this kind of transaction, but then the e-pawn is falling, so I don't know. Bishop here attacks the rook, f3, bishop there, and now you might push the pawn. Okay, the bishop goes back to c8, which is clearly not the best move, at least I don't think so. See, Stockfish is calculating e6 to create this kind of thorn pawn here, which is clearly nice, defended by the knight. So this would be a good move, keeping the bishop on the lock and key. Also bishop c4 can come to add even more protection to this pawn right here. Also g5 is an idea to come in with the queen. Okay, we have a move here, queen here. Now I will play bishop c4. Now maybe b4, this is an interesting move. If you take, then you can get rid of this pawn right here. But after queen there, oh, this is check. So you probably don't take it. Probably play queen f3 first. Going after the pinned piece. Black has to defend. Now what? So b5 might be a good move after bishop c4. b5. Maybe bishop here even to keep this pawn and pin this knight. Bishop here. Knight is still been there. Well, now the knight could go there, but you can get rid of the bishops and the knight is nicely covering this one. So you might even develop here. Just normal development. Well, normal development allows black to castle queenside. Here. Let's see. Maybe after this transaction to go here. Then castling queenside. I don't know. Somehow looks strange to me. Bishop c4. Knight e5 is what the Monarch and Stockfish thinks is a good move. b5 would be tactical. Let's see, knight e5. Attacking this bishop. If the bishop goes back, then this one comes. The bishop might go here to keep protecting this square, and now the knight is covering this f3 square. Also adds more protection to this diagonal here. Now knight takes wouldn't work after this check because the knight can take back. You don't have to take with the h-pawn and allow queen takes rook. So knight e5, this transaction. Maybe rook b1 now. Rook b8 rather. Knight here. Yeah, looks in very interesting position, Knight e5. We have knight a5 instead. attacking the bishop that way. Okay, what's the difference? Well, the difference is a knight on the rim is dim, as they say. And if the bishop goes there, so let's see. Bishop e5, bishop b5 probably, or is what Stockfish is calculating. Bishop b5. Oh yeah, this looks terrible. The knight has to go back. The knight has to go back now if you don't want to go to d1, to d8. Now what? Now this pawn is again attacked. So, what to do? Maybe queen here now to defend. Now this knight is pinned. But a3 gets rid of the bishop. Now this rook is attacked. So knight f3 most probably. Yeah, it's a very interesting position here. We have this bishop b5 check, knight c6 back. Queen e2. Very interesting position, but what is black might get on with his queenside pawn majority. Preparing bishop here. So white is advised not to castle. Here we have bishop c6 back. Now queen e2 and followed by knight f6 is what Stockfish thinks, and Monarch thinks a6 would be a good move to kick the bishop. Also an option after a6 is not to take but to just go back with the bishop, and after b5 for example to go here, pinning this knight. So this is also an option. But the knight can again go back here or here to harass the bishop. So, very interesting position. Let's see, queen e2, Stockfish is on plus 1.8. The Monarch doesn't see the danger right now, but it looks like white is really much better in that position. But let's see. Maybe the Monarch can miraculously hold this. Now Stockfish thinks bishop c4 is the best move, but then knight a5 again. And then we would have a draw. After all, yeah, the mighty Stockfish plays the bishop back instead of queen e2. Bishop back. Now knight a5 again, and bishop here. Knight here. Let's see if we have a draw there. Knight f5 again. Bishop b5 again, knight c6. Okay, we already had this. Stockfish is down on 5 minutes and 30 seconds for his next move. How long does he calculate? We'll see. Let's see if Stockfish comes up with something else than Bishop c4. He plays the move Queen e2 now, finally. Monarch might go for a6. Bishop takes, queen takes, and knight f3 probably. Followed up with b5. This is my line I'm calculating, which looks normal for both sides. Rook might go here, out of the firing line of the bishop. And then bishop here, castling queenside. Something like this. Let's see. We have to move a6. Now bishop c4 is what Stockfish thinks. a6, bishop c4. But up to b5, the bishop goes here. Okay, bishop going there. Knight f3 most probably. Knight here kind of traps the bishop, doesn't it? So the Monarch has some tricks up his sleeve. So let's see if b5 is really coming. b5 is at least what Stockfish thinks is the best move. After bishop c4, the Monarch thinks knight e5 might be great. Let's look at knight e5 followed by bishop here. Now knight f6, but then okay, this is blocking this diagonal, and if the bishop goes somewhere here, but yeah, this is interesting. This is interesting. Has Stockfish stumbled into something there? Because I don't see a continuation for white. If you go back with the bishop, then the e-pawn will fall. Yeah, we have to move knight e5. Bishop b3 is what Stockfish is calculating, but what is after c5? Oh, you can just take it, okay. But b5 now, threatening maybe some bishop move here to harass the rook, and also threatening this move, and maybe a5, bishop here to attack the rook. Rook moves. Now b5, bishop there. Okay, maybe this is a better move. So that after bishop here, rook there, c5, the bishop can come back here. But now the bishop is blocked in and not defending this pawn anymore. Now only the knight is defending this pawn. And the bishop might even come back to attack this pawn. So, very interesting position. You have to move bishop b3, queen b4. Also possible is to play this one immediately, followed by queen here, check, winning the bishop that way. But then you lose the knight, kind of. Then this pawn is falling, but then queen here, check. Coming king has to go there, and now bishop here, check, and this is actually a checkmate. You can give up the queen now. So this is very nice piece of calculation from Stockfish. So maybe b5 instead. The Monarch calculates now, after this transaction, knight e5, bishop b3, the move knight h6, but decides to go for this line, c5, bishop takes c5, queen here, check, here, queen takes. What next? You cannot take the pawn. So let's say queen here, bishop there, queen takes, threatening this check, so you cannot grab a pawn here. So you might have to go for either knight h6 now, or no, g6 you cannot play because the rook hangs. So knight here, most probably. Now queen here isn't that big of a threat because, oh well, I don't know. Queen here, check. Knight takes, check. And now again you have this bishop check right here. So this might even work still. So this is quite dangerous for the Monarch. Probably that's why queen a5 check doesn't work. Very nice piece of calculation there from Stockfish. Let's see both evaluations. Now they got more time. Stockfish is on +2. Monarch is on +0.47. And the Monarch plays the move knight f6 here in that position. Bishop c4, knight e5, bishop b3, c4, bishop takes c4, and now the move knight here. And Stockfish immediately kicks the knight back, making room for this queen check over there. But this is not that dangerous quite yet, because you can block it. But okay, you have to get rid of this knight. Where is the knight going? Queen b4 check, maybe now. Queen b4 check. Bishop here, queen takes. Not bishop back, of course. Queen takes here. Now if the knight moves, this pawn is blocking the queen check. So this is quite good right now, but the knight doesn't have many squares where it can go to. Only two actually. Either it goes back or it goes to g4. But after g4, queen here. The knight might be trapped. So the knight has to go back after this transaction. This queen b4 check, bishop d2, queen takes c4. That's what Stockfish thinks. Monarch thinks queen takes there is a good choice. Very greedy going after the rook. So if queen takes knight, queen takes rook, check. So let's see. But how do you defend the knight? You have to move it. Both knights are under attack. But okay, you can save yourself with that move, kind of. But then f6 comes. That's inconvenient. Knight here. Bishop takes, queen takes, and now the queen is defending this knight. So yeah, the Monarch is not stupid. It's a good chess player. Also, you can play knight takes c4, of course. After this, knight takes c4. I would take this knight, but now this knight is covering this checking squares, but this knight is now hanging. So you might have to move it somewhere or protect it. Maybe protecting it doesn't really matter. This check is kind of annoying. And now you even have this queen takes followed by bishop checkmate. Yeah, you only have one move left. It's to block with the queen, and this is checkmate. The pawns are covering the escape squares and the bishop is giving check. So this might be nice to see on the board. knight e4 is now what the Monarch is calculating as better. Knight to e4, giving up the knight on that square. Oh, to get this bishop right here. Okay, very interesting game, but the Monarch is only playing with a couple of pieces. Stockfish is playing with more pieces. Bishop d5 now is what Stockfish thinks is a good move, and plays bishop d5, knight e4. Bishop d5 now, attacking the knight, going out of the firing line. Where is this knight going? Those knights have to protect each other, because now if this knight moves, then this knight is hanging. So let's see. Knight here, maybe to attack the rook, and if bishop takes knight, then queen takes with check. The king moves, and now this knight, I don't know, it's tricky. It's tricky. Okay, knight takes bishop is the easier way to go out of this. Bishop d5, knight takes bishop. Now queen takes e5 is what Stockfish is thinking. Queen takes e5. What? Oh, yeah, the bishop is covering this checking square. So very interesting game here. Very interesting game. Now the knight is hanging. The knight doesn't have a lot of squares where it can move to. Basically has no squares. And black can still not develop. This square is covered. If this pawn moves, then the rook is falling. This bishop is boxed in. This bishop is boxed in. The knight is attacked. So I think knight b1 now. And this is the only safe spot for the knight. So material is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. No, wait. Yeah, 6 versus 6. Piece-wise, it's also the same. But yeah, let's see both evaluations. I think Stockfish is here much better on this position. Also, the Monarch thinks Stockfish is better. So let's see. Knight b1, knight takes d4. Knight b1, queen takes d4, queen takes d4, rook takes d4. Knight b1 we have. Knight g1, e2 is now what Stockfish thinks is a good move. Going after this pawn with the knight. Yeah, and look at all of Black's army. This is all back on base, and White has nearly all pieces developed. So this is quite a fantastic position White is in here. Monarch went greedy by taking the b pawn. I'll smoke one more cigarette while watching this game. This is very interesting. The Tal variation of the Caro-Kann advanced variation. Knight c3 attacking the rook is what the Monarch is calculating now. Yeah, but just take the knight, opening up the... well, queen takes... I don't know, check. Taking that part. Taking here with the queen. Threatening a bishop check, followed by checkmate here. Knight here, knight takes c3, queen takes c3, king f1. This is also what Stockfish is calculating. It seems to be over, this game. I have to say I'll let them play without opening book and without table bases, so they were completely on their own. Very interesting game here. The sovereign gets murdered here. Knight takes c3. Yeah, Black's army is just... Black is just not playing without... It's just... Yeah. Only playing with 2 pieces. One of them has just disappeared. Queen takes c3 with check. Hey! Sorry for that. Hey! Sorry for that. Now it's over, I think. So, king f1 probably. Let's again see both evaluations. Stockfish is on plus 13 and Monarch 1.7 is on plus 1.82. And Monarch is calculating now queen c5. Keep protecting this pawn. But now just rook takes, I will play. Queen takes here. Let's say takes. Check. No, this doesn't work right now. So let's see. Stockfish is calculating. Rook takes d4. Just look at this position. White has 4 pieces developed and a beautiful form pawn right here. Black has only 1 piece developed. That's the queen. All the other pieces here are still on base. So this can't be good news for for the sovereign. Queen b5 check is now what the Monarch thinks is a good move. Then just king here. And then even bringing the rook into the game via the d-file. Yeah, this is just completely busted. It's just completely busted. Or after this check you can even play... No, queen bishop here doesn't work because the queen would hang, so you have to play this. And now what to play with white? With black? Maybe b6. I don't know. Then you get this check. Followed up with that rook move. Oh no, this comes with check, so I don't know, queen in maybe? Threatening the rook. Rook has no squares. So b6 doesn't work. Other moves? I don't know. There is no counterplay for the sovereign here. The sovereign is calculating queen b5. King g2 and queen c5 back, just waiting for the rook coming to the d-file. And now you'd even have some, for example, some random move. Then this check. King has nowhere to run. If you take it with the... No, this comes with check. Yeah, I forgot. So this doesn't work. Well, it probably works anyway, but let's see. Queen takes, king here. You're threatening mate. What to do? You have to give up the bishop. But yeah, well, then maybe black survives because white also sacked a piece. But you can just move the bishop there, for example. And if queen takes queen, then this is checkmate. If the king checks the... If there is a check, then this is threatened and also that is threatened, so it's really over. It's really over, and there is no move for black. There is no move. Queen c5, rook fd1. Rook fd1, yeah, what to play? If queen here, you just go there. Cannot take the queen because of the mate. Rook fd1, queen d6. Yeah, queen d6 maybe, but just look at... Now look at it. It's just even worse for black. All these pieces are playing, and only this piece is playing for black, and all the other pieces are back on base. So the sovereign kind of... Queen d6. Yeah, and bishop back. So if queen takes, then this is checkmate. And yeah, the queen doesn't even have this square or that square. Queen has to go to b6. Now, but then just check. Check. Queen here, check. Oh no, wait. There should be a mate now. Let's see if Stockfish says mate in 9, yeah. Mate in 9. So there should be a mate. There should be a mate after probably queen. Okay, it's over. The Monarch, the sovereign, just resigned. A couple of questions about this game now. Okay, this, that, f6. First of all, is f6 ever played in this position? Analyze. F-book. F6 is played 3 times. Another Stockfish played the move knight c3, which was never played before. Knight c3 is a new move, novelty in this position. A good one probably. Bishop d3 was played before. Continued with bishop takes d3, queen takes d3, f takes e5, f takes e5, and now either e6 followed by knight f3 or queen d7 followed by knight f3 was played before. So yeah, okay, now putting that away. Okay, knight c3 takes 5, knight here. Yeah, okay, first of all, what does Stockfish think about that position? Let's give him a go. Bishop c8 is also the top move by Stockfish. Okay, so bishop, let's go with bishop c8. e6 now, queen d6, bishop c4, knight a5. Now we have a little bit of toying there. Knight c6 back, queen e2, a6, bishop c4, knight e5. What about b5 here? New variation. Then bishop d5. Bishop here. What about knight f6 to attack this bishop even more? Then the bishop goes back to f3. Now c5. Yeah, would also be interesting and better for white. Yeah, this pawn is just just a monster. Okay, e5. Bishop here. c5, bishop takes, knight f6. Okay, I showed some lines here. Oh, this is a mistake. Rook g8 and queen takes here. It's the last move. Now it's a mate in 8. I want to see this defense. Here, new variation. Queen takes g7. Wow, what? What the hell? Oh, that's nice. Okay, you go on this diagonal and you eliminate this pawn here. Oh, so if bishop takes, then bishop here check, king there, and now you can cash in with the rook. Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. So here bishop takes. What's the best defense? Queen d6. Okay, queen d6. Yeah, okay. Now I got it. Okay, thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.